The Ginninderry joint venture is a land development project to develop residential suburbs on the west edge of Belconnen and into adjacent land in New South Wales. The joint venture has been operational since 2016. The joint venture is a commercial agreement between the Suburban Land Agency, a territory authority, and Riverview Group that establishes how both parties contribute to the development of the project. This video summarises the joint venture agreement. Contact information is provided at the end of the video if you would like more detailed information. In 2016, the ACT Government and Riverview Developments ACT formed a joint venture to deliver the Ginninderry project, a world-class, environmentally sustainable residential and commercial development to meet the needs of a growing Canberra and community. Extending into New South Wales, once completed, more than 30,000 people will live in its 4 planned suburbs, where around 11,500 homes will be built, along with new schools, shops, a market centre, an urban village, childcare and medical centres. A 596-hectare conservation corridor will be a feature of the new Ginninderry community. The Corkhill family, who started the Riverview Group, have been farming in the Canberra district since Robert Corkhill arrived in Canberra in 1883 from the Isle of Man and took up work at the Campbell estate of Duntroon. They have had a succession of farms, including a dairy farm named Riverview, which is now submerged under Lake Burley-Griffin. The family acquired the Parkwood, New South Wales land in 1984 as an operating farm. And in 2002, they negotiated the purchase of this farm from the Shepherd family, adding 670 hectares to the farm area. In 2004, the ACT planning strategy identified the ACT land as potential future urban investigation area. And in 2012, it was incorporated into the ACT's territory plan as land for future urban use. Because a large part of Corkhill's ACT rural lease had been identified as having potential for urban developments, Riverview began to investigate and brought to the territory the opportunity for a larger-scale project. The ACT leasehold system ensures that the financial and other benefits of development of all ACT land accrue to the community rather than to private leaseholders. The creation of the significant mutual benefits for the adjoining properties on both sides of the New South Wales and ACT border made sense to the joint venture partners, entering into a heads of agreement in May 2013. Riverview committed their New South Wales land to the joint venture and surrendered its 99-year rural lease in the ACT to the territory at a rural value so that it could be included by the territory in the project. The territory also included land north of Parkwood Road in the joint venture to increase its overall shareholding. The ACT development potential, after allowing for the conservation corridor without the joint venture, is 290 hectares. Because the planning rules require a buffer between the edge of the development and the border, inclusion of the Riverview New South Wales land allows the buffer land, marked in purple on the ACT side of the border, to be developed. This additional land allows for the development of approximately 2,600 houses in the ACT that would not have occurred without including the Riverview New South Wales land. There are also 4 other New South Wales owners who participated in the New South Wales rezoning, but not as part of the joint venture. In 2021, the joint venture completed a rigorous process to acquire 2 of these land holdings, delivering an additional 480 dwellings to future land release programs. The joint venture brings together these respective land holdings, providing a larger contribution to the future housing and the community needs of the capital region in a single master plan development. A joint venture board is responsible for leadership and governance of the project. The joint venture board includes 3 representatives from each of the Suburban Land Agency and Riverview Developments and is led by an independent chair appointed by the territory. Riverview has many years of development experience which they bring to the project. The joint venture agreement includes the appointment of Riverview Projects as the development manager and Riverview Sales and Marketing as the sales and marketing manager. The provision of these services by Riverview to the joint venture are paid for by the joint venture at market competitive rates. The equity each party had in their own land and the development potential of the land formed the basis for calculating each party's interest in the joint venture. Based on the land contribution and the projected financial outcome, a ratio of 60 to 40 was agreed as representative of each party's contribution to the project. The Suburban Land Agency has 60%, Riverview has 40%. ACT government land provides urban land holdings equivalent to 63% of the joint venture area, and Riverview Group land provides 37%. However, when we look at the estimated future development benefits, the ACT government land provides 56%, while the Riverview Group land provides 44% of the total benefit. On the basis of this, a 60-40 equity share was agreed. The agreed equity share was as a result of a rigorous assessment of the proposal by central government agencies and independently validated, all of which led to the ACT government endorsement of the project in May 2016. The New South Wales land was rezoned in July 2020. The initial working capital required to establish the joint venture was contributed by the joint venture partners. And as per the joint venture 60-40 split, the Territory contributed $600,000 and Riverview Group contributed $400,000. Subsequent funding was initially provided by the Suburban Land Agency at its sole discretion, and the Suburban Land Agency received a commercial rate of return for providing this funding to the joint venture. This funding arrangement came to an end in August 2024, and funding going forward, when required, is being contributed by both joint venture partners on a 60-40 basis. From the start, the joint venture's commitment towards creating social, economic and environmental benefits for the Ginninderry community has been demonstrated through the planning, design and construction phases. The Ginninderry concept was first raised with the Yass Valley Council and ACT government in 2006, with the formal commencement of the joint venture occurring in 2016. In 2018, there were two separate independent reviews, one commissioned by the Minister for Housing and Suburban Development by the Environment, Planning and Sustainable Development Directorate, and the other commissioned by the Suburban Land Agency Board. With a lifespan of around 30 years, the size and scale of Ginninderry allows us to continually improve, evolve and implement new best practice technologies and initiatives over time. For more information about the Ginninderry joint venture and project, please contact the Suburban Land Agency or Riverview Group.